We're going live early. So if you're here, check in. Ever New with Kris M. Smith, Hannah McCrane, and co-hosts is about living out loud, forging lasting connections, and visiting with effervescent thinkers and dreamers. It's an uplifting hour or more that promises to leave everyone feeling better. So who's up for some fun? Welcome. Let's get this party started. Hi, Hannah.
Hey, Kris. How you been doing?
Oh my gosh. This week I helped an 86-year-old veteran move from Olympia to Tacoma, a friend of ours who we try to get together. Lisa and I were trying to get together with really often, but it was really hard as far away as he was. So we got him moved closer so that we can get together more often. His name is Ben Taylor, and he's a kick. He's a hoot. Yeah, he's kind of like your old man Steve.
Oh yeah.
You know, so yeah, he's a goodie. We have a comment here. We have no viewers, so I don't know who the comment would be from. Hi, Leah is here. Sahaj's mama is here. Okay. And I believe she's on my Facebook page. If you could come, Leah, to NDB Media, she must be here, or I couldn't be seeing this. Okay. Yes, from Ma. That means Massachusetts, I'm guessing.
I think
it's
so.
Not Massachusetts. It's not Maine. Maine is ME. Massachusetts.
My grandfather was from Massachusetts.
Uh-huh. I am there. Okay, you're there. Yay! All right. If you wanted to come on as a co-host, there's that link down below. If you wanted to come on as a co-host, you can do that too. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's you and me. Oh, wait a minute. We have 2 viewers now. We have 2 from NDB Media. Who are you? Let us know who you are. And so we can welcome you and get your comments coming in here. Hannah has some Joyride to talk about.
Oh, okay. So, I am a huge Potterhead. I love Harry Potter. And I live not too far from Philly. So yesterday, as a belated Christmas gift, I guess, my parents took me up to the Franklin Institute so we could see the whole Harry Potter exhibit. And it was incredible. You had like a little personalized bracelet. I don't know where mine went. I lost it already. But you could put it on different things to scan it, and you could put in your name, your Hogwarts house, all this other kind of stuff, and earn points for your house. So I'm Hufflepuff. I actually have a picture that we got right after signing in. Can you see it?
Yeah, hold it back a little so you can see the castle too, because I know you showed it to me earlier. A little bit. There's a castle. The Hogwarts is behind it, right?
Yeah. You can kind of see it here.
It's not showing like it was, so keep wiggling it. So keep wiggling it until we can see the whole thing. Maybe bring it a little closer. There we go. Oh, no, now go back just a little. Anyhow, you get the idea. There's the... Yeah, that's very cool. So do you want to tell us more about that?
There was a bunch of stuff. There were props used in the movies, some costumes. It was incredible. You got to pick your own wand. I brought my wand from home, which my dad made and gave to me for Christmas 2 years ago, I think.
Uh-huh.
It's very cool. I really like it. I consider it my wand. It's made from sycamore wood.
Tell the story about them thinking you were, because you're short, they thought you were a wee one.
Yeah. So this happened 2 times. So there were 3 people. So I'm very short. I have a baby face, but I'm actually 25. So a couple times, people thought I was a little kid, like a kid in the gift shop, his mom came up to me and asked where I got the wand, and I said, oh, it's homemade. I brought it from home. And his dad, who was with them, just goes, Jimmy, I think the little girl brought it from home.
The little girl brought it from home.
Yeah. And there was, while we were waiting in line to get the picture, an older couple who turned around and thought I was a young child, and we're like, "Oh, you have your Harry Potter shirt and your shoes," and I'm not knowing how to respond to this. You know, I should be used to it by now,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah. Okay,
you
Leah.
know, it always kind of catches me off guard.
Yes, yes. They were carding me until I was like 35 or 40, because I had a kind of a baby face too. Leah,
It's a blessing and a curse.
Hush, Mom. What you need to do is go to the NDB, go to the link for the co-hosts that I posted. Oh, wait a minute. I'll tell you what. I'll post it right here. Copy. Okay. It's thinking about it. Okay, there we go. Go there. Go right there, Leah, and that way you can get in as a co-host. And the other people that I have that I tagged on my reminder, any of you who want to come on as a co-host, you can use this link right here to do that. And that'll be fun. We'll do some discovery today.
Nice.
Leah is the author of the Sahaj series, the Spock's Son series.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really great stories. So if we can get her on here, that would be great.
That would be great.
Yeah. So she's on her way. I better put that back up there in case. It says come through YouTube or Facebook. Facebook. I don't have a YouTube one. Yeah, I'm not. I hope this works. We might have to do some little back end stuff to get her in on another day if this doesn't work. But it isn't on YouTube yet. I need to make a YouTube thing, an evergreen, an every new YouTube thing. But come in through Facebook if you can. But that StreamYard number that I just gave right there is the one. You used to get on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I used.
Yeah. So that should get you right in here. If you type that into your search field. There you are. Woohoo! Hello.
Hi.
How are ya? We're getting squeakies. We're getting squeakies. Are you muted? Can we hear you? Say something.
Hello? No, I can't really hear her.
I'm hearing squeakies.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cartoon voice. I mean, but it's
like when you really speed up audio.
Right. Or when you speed up audio. Oh, it looks like you're muted. I'm going to unmute. Maybe I had to do that. Maybe I had to do. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. You need to unmute yourself. You need to unmute yourself. I don't know if she can hear us. Can you hear us? You can hear us.
I think she can. You
need to unmute yourself. Oh, it looks. You sound like a chipmunk. This is so weird.
She exits off, and I think that's something we've said upset her.
Huh?
She gets out, and I think that's something that upsets her.
Okay. Very strange. I wonder if I do this. Will that help? No.
Do you have a microphone?
Wow. This is just, I wish Roger was here to help untangle this.
Maybe someone else should join so we can see if it's just her or if it's something going on with the website.
Okay. Here it says having issues. I can do a having issues and maybe get some help.
Anyone out there have any ideas?
One of our co-hosts sent through by being unmuted. See if I can get some help here. There's a help thingy. Please forgive everybody. Please forgive us while we try to get this worked out. We won't do this more than a few minutes to see if we can do this, but. I still hear that strange, even though Leah is not saying anything, I still hear this background. Sounds like speeded up. Their sound isn't coming through, or video too. Okay, I'm getting help. Video is good. Sound sounds like set up cartoon voices. Even when she's not, even when co-host is not speaking.
This is so weird.
Isn't it?
John Bart 101 says, I don't know why that's happening. And I love Christmas. My sister Abby, who's a lot better at this stuff than I am, says, I've never seen anything like this. This is so strange.
Yes. Well, somebody's helping, so let's see if we can get some help here. Anyhow, I guess we'll talk about other things for now while we're doing this. Do you have any more Joyride ideas, Hannah? I can show you. Can you see the chat, Hannah? Can you see the chat, help chat, or is that just me?
No, I think that's just you.
Okay.
I can see the chat from our viewers.
Okay. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to. That's strange. Most likely an issue with the co-host microphone or connection. Are they using external mic or built-in? Are you using an external mic? You're using a built-in mic? Okay, built-in.
Hold on. Sorry, my sister's texting me with suggestions.
Okay.
She thinks that it might be on our end.
One of my oh, she's going bye-bye. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. And thank you, Leah, for trying, and we will certainly try to get that straightened out for next time. Oh, she's going to go out and try again. So, okay. In the meanwhile, I'll show you. This week, we went out and got Ben. Ben Taylor is somebody that we moved from Olympia to Tacoma to be closer to us. He's an 86-year-old veteran. And we had to go out and find some furniture for him because he had a much larger apartment at this end than he had at the other. And we found him a recliner and an octagonal kind of a storage cabinet, a really nice looking one. Well, at the same time, I found this, which is an antique coffee table with folding down sides. And it is just amazing. I got it for $20. And inside it are these, the bottom of the drawer is wood, but it has all of these old ads from like 1875. So it's a genuine antique. And on the bottom of the table, if you turn it over, somebody has stamped on the back of it. Apparently, the last time it was bought, commercially, the stamp on it was like June 18th, 1918. So it's genuinely an antique, and it's in practically perfect condition.
I was just going to say, that looks incredible for how old it is.
It is just glorious, and I just love it. And it goes great in my critter room, or my front room. I call it critter corral because I have a bunch of stuffed animals in there. And my dad built me a large piece of furniture that's almost that exact same coloring, painted, stained almost exactly the same. So let's see what we got here. Leah?
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you. Okay, let me get rid of this. All right. Leah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have 72 years of telling to talk about where.
70 years talking
72.
Hey, me too. I'll be 71 soon. So just go. Take some time. Let us know.
Ask me something.
Tell about your Sahaj series.
Oh, poor little. Okay. I have, just to let you know, there is a lag in this. But it started out when I was watching Trek for the second go round.
Uh-huh.
And I got a little tired of Jim and Spock and everybody going off to the planets and being with women, and nothing ever happened as a result.
So you made something happen.
I made something happen. I disregarded Jim and I decided, because so what? So he gets a kid. What? But Spock, on the other hand, suddenly faced with a 10-year-old, 3/4 Vulcan child, raised by humans, would cause Spock to have to address his own identity.
And that's how it started.
And
that sounds really interesting.
It is.
It took off. This is in 1975, I think.
And these are available, right? These stories are still available. Please put in the private chat your URL where people can get them.
Okay.
And then I will post it up here because I know a lot of people will be interested in that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go to comments. A lot of them were like, oh my gosh, look what's happening. Okay. I know who that is. That's your mom saying, hello, Hannah and Kris.
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Today is a special day. His cat, Kelly, is 14 years old. Happy birthday, Kelly. Do you have a picture of Kelly?
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Hi, Kris and Hannah. That's Jano. Jano, you should come
Hey,
on.
Jano.
What happened to Leah? I guess she jumped off for a minute. This is a unique podcast. It certainly is. Once we get it underway here. I don't know why that is happening. Yeah, well, we're getting it worked out, except we just lost Leah. I have never seen anything like this. That's about the...
Yeah.
Okay. Love the table.
It is a beautiful table.
The table is really cool. Yeah, your mom is the one who said I should post it up here. Yes, we can hear you. Oh, you're back.
That was a very good idea, Mom.
Okay, here we go. Okay. And Here it is, right there. That's where you can go to get the
Cool.
the saga of Spock's son Sahaj. And here comes my kitty to say hello. Okay.
Hi, Charlie.
Kris,
Charlie Chaplin. She's a girl, but she's named Charlie because of her mustache.
Kris, you might be interested.
Yes.
The first convention I ever went to, Dee was there.
Uh-huh.
We had done our very first IDIC #1, which was terrible.
That's a fanzine, right?
Can
That's
you
a
see it?
fanzine. Uh-huh.
It's a fanzine. And I think we printed 24 copies and sold out in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Not 2,000. Not 2,000. 24.
Oh, okay. Okay.
24. And so we went to lunch, and we were sitting there in the cafeteria or restaurant, and Dee comes walking in with a bunch of people, and for all I know, you could have been there because I didn't know you then. We all just looked with our mouths kind of dropped open, because here is the guy we've been writing about, and he's here.
Uh-huh.
And he was so gracious. He stopped at the table, said, "Hello, ladies."
Uh-huh.
And then we left him alone after that, because he had the right to have his lunch in peace. But oh my gosh, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was no way I was ever going to stop. I mean,
Once you meet him, and it doesn't have to take long. It's just, right away, he seriously saw you, and I don't know, there was just something about him that was, you felt automatically beloved and blessed just to know that he knew you, and he loved his fans. He just automatically, and of all the fandom that I have seen with everybody, it seems like his fans also seemed an awful lot the same way he was, as far as being gracious and generous and kind-spirited and accepting. Before I really got terribly involved in fandom, one of the first Star Trek conventions I ever went to, there was a gal there in a wheelchair. And for some reason, I always felt when people are in wheelchairs, you probably shouldn't really look at them, because it might make them feel like they were looked at, I mean, I didn't want people to think, I'm looking at you because you're in a wheelchair. I look at people, but I would not do that, because I thought it might make them feel like pointed out in some way. Anyhow, I met somebody in a wheelchair that during that convention, and I got so accustomed to her that I told her that what I usually do, and I said, you have helped me break through that, and helped me realize that people in wheelchair like to be seen too and acknowledged. And she was so funny. She was so funny, because she said, I wanted to enter the costume contest, but I didn't know whether to come as the Horta or the first guy, Captain Pike. I didn't know whether to come as Captain Pike or a Horta. And I just, cracked me up, because she could incorporate her, and she helped me realize that it's okay to look at people who are on crutches, who are walkers, who are doing anything other than what we consider fully ambulatory people, or any other kind of people who are in quotes different. And it was huge. That was huge. And that was 30 years ago. I mean, ever since then, I've always, if I want to look at somebody, I look at somebody, and I tell them hello and whatever. But Star Trek conventions, I don't know how they are today, but back in the day, they were like the place to go, where everybody was somebody, all of the fans. When I worked at Warner Brothers, it was the same way. It was like working on the Starship Enterprise. There were people from all over the world working together. And I went, this is how things should be. This is IDIC. This is infinite diversity in infinite combination. This is synergy. This is so what Gene Roddenberry had in mind when he created that series. So yeah, I learned so much when I finally got out of my shell and decided to attend a Star Trek convention and take the risk of being seen as a crazy Trekkie. And I just went for it. And it was just remarkable. I hope it still is. I really hope it still is. I haven't been to one in years, but
it's not.
I've heard you have to be rich to get in the first seats. We could earn our way to the first seat, to the front seats. We could get up at 3 a.m. and get first in line, or stay up all night and be first in line and be in the seat. Now you can't. Now you got to pay $500 to sit in the front row and get anywhere near anybody. So it's like, wow, it's just become a big commercial venture. And that's sad. That is so sad. I wish I could change it. Let's jump back in here and get some comments going, because we have lots and lots of voice viewers. She was there and then she was gone. Okay, we're talking about Leah. Hi, Janet. Janet isn't from UK, and so it's probably 6 or 7 there. That doesn't surprise me. I don't, it's been so. I'm not sure what doesn't surprise me, because now I haven't been watching. And Janet Wicks met Dee. He was such a warm human being. And at ease, it wasn't a facade. He was really humble. That's true.
I can hear her.
It's very expensive. You can hear Kitty purring?
No.
Who can you hear?
Whoever you're talking to.
There's a little bit of feedback.
Oh, okay. It's almost 7 p.m. in UK. Got a private chat. This is echoing something awful. I hardly hear anything. Are you echoing badly, Leah? Oh, that's too bad.
I am, and I'm gonna sign off because I want to hear what you have to say. And
Okay. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Okay. And
nice meeting you, Leah.
Thank you. And I'll put up your link again.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm going to put up her link again. The banner. Well, I hope I am. Where did I put it? Well, I don't see it. So I guess I'm not. But you know what? You can review this show at the end of the show. I had it up there for a little bit.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, she put her URL in the comments.
Oh, yes, she did. Okay. And there it is, right there. Boom. There it is. That's where to go to get her Sahaj books, Spock's Son books. Okay. You prompted me last weekend, Hannah. You said there were a lot of additional stories that we could share here from my book about things that happened between Dee and me. Oh, before we do that, let's say Jana Wicks just said the last time I saw Dee in person was in LA in 1996. And that's about the first time I moved into Hollywood and started seeing him regularly. So about the time she stopped seeing him, I started going to all the ones. To even get a autograph can be really expensive depending on which actor is at the con. Carl Urban is pretty decent prices. Some can be really high. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Leah just said thank you. We hope to see you again, Leah. That was great.
We really do, yeah.
Yeah. Creation Con. Okay. We
think that's the one that I went to, Creation.
In LA?
No. There was a Creation not too far from my house at
they have
in
Creation
Cherry
Cons
Hill, New Jersey. Yeah.
They have Creation Cons all over the country.
William Shatner was there, and he kind of flirted with me.
Aww.
And I was kind of like, okay, well, this is happening. He tried to show off his muscles and be like real, oh, I'm a man, look how strong I am. But all I got from that was, in my head just going, okay, Hannah, whatever you're about to say, do not make him angry. He can throw you. And I refuse to be thrown without in midair just going, I believe I can fly. I refuse.
Jano, if you want to join us as a co-host, you can do that. Do you want to do that, or are you scared? If you would like to join us, if anybody who's watching would like to join us and introduce yourself, you can use this. Okay, let me get it. Okay, why can't I?
That was really interesting, what you were saying about looking at people in wheelchairs and just coming up and saying hello, because for those of you who don't know, I have two sisters, one who's watching this, and another one, Megan. Megan is special needs, and because of her syndrome, she has, facial deformities. It's a rare syndrome, so it's not something that you'd see every day. And a lot of times she has to be in a kind of chair, because she can't walk too far. And we always get stares, but we would much rather have someone come up and say hi and maybe ask about her than you just stare across the room. Yeah,
absolutely.
And I've noticed three different stares. One is like the stare of pure curiosity, which is a lot of, little kids do that. They're kind of like, huh? What's going on there?
No judgment, just curiosity. Yeah.
Yeah, curiosity. Then there's people who are judgmental. And with them, a lot of times, even though she does have facial abnormalities, they don't make the connection that she is special needs. And there was one time where when Megan was about 7, my mom had to have her sit in the cart at the grocery store because Megan is an escape artist. If you turn your back for 1 second, she's gone. So she had to do that. And someone came up to her and was very rudely like, oh, isn't she too old to be doing that? Or, if she has, like some kind of meltdown, there's a lot of, she's way too old for that. Yeah.
Right.
And then there's the one that's just plain disgust, which we've also gotten. And it's just people, I don't know. It's like they almost don't want to see her. And it's awful.
Yeah.
We would much rather have you come up and ask, about her than just, staring at her.
A lot of veterans will come back, maimed in one way or another, and they get those 3 reactions as well. But it's usually, it's like, ask. Little kids aren't, and a parent will often, if they'll notice their child staring, they say, don't stare. And at that point, the veteran will say, let him stare, let him ask. And sometimes they say, what happened to you? And he say, oh, a bear bit my leg off, or he'll just make something up, or he'll say, I was in the war and I lost my leg. But my God, they're human beings. Act,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes, the kids are cruel. Most of the time it's curiosity, but other times not so much.
Right.
Years ago, I was at like a Girl Scout meeting, and during that, my mom took Megan out for a walk, and these 2 kids start making fun of her in front of their mom. Their mom did nothing. It's like their mom just let them keep doing it. It's like, why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you teach your child that that's okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. All righty. Roger, why don't you come on? Roger didn't even have a thing this morning. Roger, you could come on. Okay. ADA recommends not to ask about disability.
some people may get offended, but at least with my family, it's much better to come up and ask, because all of us are very protective of Megan.
Right.
So if you do some kind of stare, we're going to stare right back at you.
Right.
And some of us will even make a scene, and that has happened.
Right. You know? Lots of viewers, most of them from NDB Media. So please tell us who you are. I'm hoping some of you, I mean, we probably know you, but please let us know who you are. Leave a comment in the comment box, and we will. Janet says she's back too. Did she drop off for a minute there?
Yeah, I think she said she had to pick up a package from a neighbor or something.
Right, right.
Welcome back, Janet.
Okay. No, that was Jano who said that.
Yeah. Janet says, no, I just put the cooker on.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm down. So it's dinner time there. I'm Hannah Sanders, but you already know that. That's
Abby.
That's Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. One of my favorite D. Kelly moment is when in Star Trek IV, when he's at the hospital, when he gave the pill to the old lady and she grew a new kidney. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just running by her, and she's like, "New kidney!
Yeah,
give me a new kidney!" Almost like trying to grab him. It looks like.
Okay. Leah says, "I get it. I work with a service dog. I don't want to be bothered while I'm out doing my chores. I understand your family's preference, though, Hannah. Yeah.
And I understand yours. Yeah, it's a very difficult topic. You know, no one has the same experience.
Right.
And I think that's what stops people from asking.
Right.
That fear of, am I going to get in trouble for this?
Am I imposing? Am I? Yeah.
Maybe we should start carrying a sign around or something. It's okay to ask questions.
Absolutely. Ask me anything.
Yeah.
Everybody's different, and so that's why people hesitate. They don't know what's going to be appropriate.
And Megan's not.
May I ask a question?
Yeah. This phrase has kind of like a love-hate relationship with people. Some people really hate it, others don't care. But functioning, high versus low functioning. Right. Megan, unfortunately, is not high enough functioning to be able to stand up for herself. You know, she can't really hold much of a conversation. You know, but
she can be hurt.
Yeah, she can be hurt.
Yes.
So that's why we're so protective of her, because she can't say, "Hey, knock that off."
Right.
You know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The few various functioning folks that I know, the one thing I notice baseline most often is how loving they are.
Yeah.
Absolutely loving people.
It's unconditional love.
I came really, really close when I was young to working with special needs. We went to a place called Lakeland Village, which was at that time called a retardation center back when I was a kid. And we went back there, and the teacher who was taking us back there had me scared to death to even go there. These people are going to be this, that, and the other thing. And I'm not even going to repeat the stuff he said because it was crazy, you know? But when we pulled up to the place, all of the residents of this place, not all of them, but a bunch of them, say 20 of them, came out, and they were standing waiting for our school bus to arrive. And they were staring at us, and it scared me, because generally we're taught don't stare, don't stare, brief glances and then glance away, that thing. Well, they didn't have any of that going on. They were curious, and they looked. But as I went through this facility, I noticed how loving they all were and how fun they were. We were in the lunchroom at one point, and one of the kids spilled their milk, and one of the counselors said, whatever. And he said, I can't help it. I'm retarded. You know, he had this, this sense of humor about it. I can't help it. I'm retarded. And there was this other kid that worked in the laundry. He was a savant. The neat thing about it is a lot of these individuals have savant characteristics and tendencies in a particular area. So one of them was a lawnmower. He was an absolute wonderful lawnmower. That's what he did. That's what his profession was. And that's what he did. Another one worked in the laundry room, and the gentleman who told us about him said that if you told him your name and where you were from, you could come back in 10 years and he could tell you your name and where you were from. And the reason he was great in the laundry and liked it so much because he could tell by the clothes, you didn't have to even mark the clothes, whose clothes they were. He unerringly got them in the right piles to go back to the right people, you know. So from that, I came away from that. And then I talked to a teacher who said, I asked her, what is it like to teach kids who are lower functioning? You know, I don't know how else to say that. Than so-called, you know, baseline normal kids. And she said, it's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. You might have the same person in class for like 7 or 8 years before you see the light bulb goes on and they finally get it. She said, but the moment that light bulb goes on, all of those years disappear and it's the happiest moment of your life. That kind of thing, you know? And I went, oh my gosh, do I have that kind of patience? Do I have that? I don't know. I never went into it to find out.
Yeah, not everyone has that patience, and that's okay. We can all make contributions to the world in different ways.
Right.
You know, I mean, how awful would the world be if, you know, only if we as humans could only work with, you know, like the elderly,
right?
You know, and those with dementia and Alzheimer's,
right?
You know, then what's going to happen to the special needs people? What's going to happen to the animals?
Absolutely.
You know, this is why we have the balance.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, we have a lot of people listening, not too many people commenting. I don't know if they're all fascinated or just, but we have lots of eyes. So thank you everybody for joining us, and please leave a comment. Let us know where you're from, why you're here, what brought you here, and we would love to know. Here's one new. Oh, that was my helper asking, did anything get changed or was it just random? I'm going to let him know it was just random because I don't know what happened to. I do know she put on earphones, and that might have made a difference.
Someone here, 8414 Squirrel Lake. Is that Jano?
Yes.
Jano says that they're epileptic, and they always teach people about it and answer the questions. They don't care who knows, and it's better that they're informed. I agree. I have autism. You know, I really don't care who knows. You know, I'll openly talk about it.
Right. Okay. John Bart says, John Bart, is that really your name? Because I really want to find out who you are. You know so much about Dee. I don't know if are you John Bowersox? I mean, I'm just trying to guess who John Bart is. Dee's favorite fan letter was he opened it up and there was a piece of marijuana glued to a piece of cardboard with a photo of a beautiful lady. It said, you have turned me on for so many years. I thought I would return the favor. That is true. And he kept
the only piece of fan mail that he kept.
He kept it, and he had it forever. Yeah. Squirrel Lake says yes. That's Jano. So Jano, did you want to join us? You better one of these days, because we just want you to. Here's how to do it if you want to today. This is our regular group. I love this. We're getting a following. Yay. Most of them are D, you know, came as a result of D. But oh, you know who we're not seeing today? We're not seeing Cookie Sword. Yeah.
Where are you, Cookie Sword?
I don't have Cookie Sword's name. I don't remember Cookie Sword's name, so I can't befriend them on Facebook to remind them of these things. So let's see. We have 9 people on NDB Media and 3 on my Facebook page. If you're on my Facebook page, please come to this NDB Media link so that I can see your comments and respond to you directly here. I'll jump onto my Facebook page for a second, Hannah, and see if there's any comments that I should be answering. Helen says, I'm watching the podcast and writing comments, but they are not getting through. So I'm doing something wrong. Oh, well, can still listen. Helen in New Zealand is watching.
Hi, Helen.
If you come in, Helen, through that link that's on there, you can actually join us as a co-host. Oh, I would love to have you. We've talked on video a lot, and she would be delightful fun. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more. That was an IM, so I haven't quite reached the... Gail is on.
What's
Michael
up, Gail?
Roan is on from Jefferson, Louisiana. And if you guys will please come in through that other link, the Twitch Indie Media link, that would be fabulous. Okay, so I'm back. Did Carolyn appear in any Star Trek episodes? No, but Carolyn did. There's an outtake of Carolyn wrestling with the Mugatu.
Really?
And it was actually a Gumatu, but Dee couldn't say that. He kept saying Mugatu, so they changed the name to Mugatu. Yeah.
Which one was that? The
white thing with the horn? The white.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Man looking like thing with a horn, but littler.
Man, I really want to see that now. Where is that? Is it like a video or a photo?
Oh, it was a photo, and I saw it so many years ago. Was it a blooper? I think it might have been a blooper. I think I might have seen it on the blooper thing. The Vietnam show. That was the one where, oh my gosh, I can see it. Yes, you're right. It was the Vietnam show. A Private Little War. That was it. Private Little War. Exactly. Leah got it. No, it's, I think it was a blooper reel.
I'm going to have to go.
I saw that in. Yeah. It's been so long now. But I'm pretty sure that's it. So.
Was Carolyn on the Star Trek set often?
She was often in the office. I don't know how often she was on the set, because during that time, they only had one vehicle. And so if she wanted to go anywhere and, do anything during the day, she'd had to drive in with him and then take the vehicle and come back there. And she was his secretary during his career. So she was there also for professional reasons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love Christmas. This is Hannah's sister, Abby, saying, hi, Helen. Helen, come on. Come in as a host. I don't know if she'll do that.
Anyone can come in as a host. Don't be shy.
As a co-host, don't be shy. Yeah. Let's make this a family affair. Up to 10 people can actually join. So don't be scared. Let's see what else. Oh, so let's talk about some of the things from the book that you thought were particularly either poignant or funny, so that I can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, one of the ones we had talked about was when you guys went to a Shambhala, and you went to go open the gate. Yes.
I told them, Dee and Carolyn and Sue Keenan and I went to Shambhala to meet Deacon, my serval cat. I will show you a picture of him so you know who I'm talking about. In fact, I have a picture of Dee and Deacon right there. That was my serval cat. And we went up to Shambhala to meet him because he hadn't yet come down from Shambhala. I hadn't yet found an apartment or a place that would allow me to have a wild animal in the back, a so-called wild animal in the backyard. He didn't know it was a wild animal. I'm not sure he knew it was a cat. But anyhow, And they waited and waited, and I think I'd been there 8 months, and they still hadn't met Deacon. So they said, come on over and pick us up and take us up to meet Deacon. And I asked Carolyn, I said, well, I know your address, but can you give me directions? She said, you've never driven by our house yet? And I went, no, I'm not a voyeur. I don't do that unless I'm invited.
You're not a stalker.
I'm not a stalker. And so she gave me directions. And we pulled up to the front of this place. I'm going to tell a longer story than you asked for.
Oh, no, it's no problem.
We pulled up in front of in front of their house, and they came out looking like they were two kids going to a candy store. They were just so excited. And Carolyn got in the front seat with Sue. Sue was driving because we were driving Jackie Edwards' little car because she wasn't sure her old car would get us up the hill, up the mountain. So we were driving Jackie's vehicle. And so Sue was driving. Carolyn got in the front seat. And I got in the back seat behind Sue. And Dee got in the back seat behind Carolyn. And then he reached over and he slapped me on the knee and said, hi, how are you? And I just about hit the ceiling. I jumped because it was really one of the first times that I was really, with them, I was still pretty starstruck. Okay. We start heading up the hill and almost got in a traffic accident. Some guy pulled over into our lane and nearly sideswiped and scared the hell out of us because we're thinking, my God, if we had an accident right now with these two people in a car and there was a tragedy, oh my God, it was just awful. So anyhow, we get up to Shambhala, and Dee is a prankster. I have to let you know, he was a prankster. And I said, Sue, just drive up to the gate and I will open the gates, because when you're going to a wildcat sanctuary, there are a series of security gates to be sure the cats can never get out, the elephants or whatever else is there. There are a series of security gates. So I said, go ahead and let me out and I'll open the gates as you go through. Well, the gates are separated by quite a little bit of distance. And I opened the first gate. And away they go. And I'm like, well, hello, And then they stopped. They went 30 feet up and then stopped. And I got in and we drove to the next gate and opened the gate and away they went again, And I went, and I'm like, you guys, And so finally I got back in the car and I went, Sue, what's the matter with you? And she says, he's doing the directing. So he was giving me heck for that. And then on the way back after meeting Deacon and spending a lot of time and taking those pictures like you just saw there, on the way back, he says, let's go to Hamburger Hamlet. I'll take you guys to lunch. And we did that. And then he said, now come on in the backyard and let's meet Myrtle. You can meet Myrtle. You can meet our pet. So as we're getting out of the car, Sue had put her purse underneath her jacket in the back seat of the car where we were. And Dee pulled out the jacket with the purse still in it, tucked underneath it. And no, wait a minute. Let me think. I'm trying to think how that worked. He handed her the jacket, but he had the purse hidden. He had hidden the purse. He had it, but he had hidden it. And she says, wait, my purse is there too, And so she looked in there and she couldn't find the purse. And when a lady loses her purse, that's a pretty scary thing. She goes, where's my purse? Where's my purse? And I was going to say, Dee has it. And he looked at me like, shut up. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. And I'm like, oh my God, I know how she's agonizing, not being able to find her purse. I'm just agonizing for her.
Yeah, the important stuff in there.
Finally, she turns around and she looks at me, and I'm a terrible liar. Although I didn't say anything, it was all over my face that I knew where her purse was, And she looked at me, and then she turned around and looked at Dee, and he's like, and she goes, you tacky actor, He was really good at pulling stuff like that to kind of help you relax around him. The sad thing about it is Sue never really did ever relax around him. And he says, talking to Sue is like pulling teeth. We'll call her up and she'll yes and she'll no, but she won't comment further. It's hard to have a conversation with her. And I'm like, yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that because I stayed with her for like a year and a half before I found a place to stay down there, got a place to stay. And I noticed that any time that, she clammed up like an Aldebaran shellmouth, and I'm like, wow. She says, and they said, it's just so hard to have a conversation with Sue. And I said, I know, I think she's still starstruck, But if you spend any appreciable time with Dee and Carol, and you got over that really, really easily, as anybody knows who either worked with them or met them, more than 1 or 2 or 3 times, they made it really, really easy for you to feel comfortable. Like we all put our pants on one leg at a time. You very quickly took them off the pedestal so that you could interact with them. So that was one of the reasons why I was so glad my book came out and helped people meet Dee and Carol if they hadn't before. Because I wanted people to not only know that they were really, really cool people, but that they were that kind of people that would make you feel comfortable and beloved.
Yeah, definitely.
Almost automatically. So lovely picture. I think that was the one of Dee and Carolyn. Dee and Deacon and me. One of my favorite Star Trek memories is when Dee went to see the Enterprise space shuttle. That was a really special moment. I remember the pictures from that. John Bart also said Bill Shatner was a prankster. Indeed,
that is true.
I don't know who. I think it was Bill who tied Leonard Nimoy's bicycle up in the rafters, and Leonard was running around looking for his bike, and it was hanging over his head all the time. Do I still see Sue? I have not seen Sue seriously in probably, I've been up here 22 years. I probably haven't seen Sue in like 25 years. Yeah. I don't even know if she's still alive. I ran an obituary to see if I could find, usually if I'm looking for somebody, I first look for obituaries. I didn't see one. I presume she's still alive, but she moved and I don't have her wherever she moved. So I don't have her address. Yeah. Pat moved back to, I think first she moved back to New Jersey near her brother who had a stroke and she wanted to take care of her. And then I think she ended up back down in Florida where she originated from. Haven't heard from her in years. So yeah. Let's see. There's one on my page and 9 on NDB Media. Nice. They are nice ladies and a little bit demented, a lot of bit demented, which means crazy about Dee.
I think most of us here are at least a little demented.
Yes. Yeah. So, what was the other one? The Shambhala Pachyderm Poop Plaque?
Was that one we talked about? I think that was one that you talked about, yeah.
At one point, we were going to go to a convention, and Dee was known, as I said, as quite a prankster, and he had come back on Rory Calhoun, who was the prankster's prankster. He did a lot of not very kind pranks to Dee, and Dee got kind of tired of it, so he put a pile of horse manure in Rory Calhoun's dressing room below one of his camel hair coats just before he's supposed to go on the Art Linkletter show, and had somebody put a heater right there to make sure the smell of the horse poop went up into the jackets. So when Rory Calhoun found out about that, the next day he came in, Dee was doing a fight scene in a corral. Yeah. I think. And Rory Calhoun came over the thing and grabbed him and shook him and said, "You little shit." I was supposed to be doing an Art Linkletter show and I smelled like horse manure, So Dee said he never pulled another prank on me. So what Kathleen and I did was we were up at Shambhala. My deacon was up at Shambhala and they had elephants up there. And elephants have really, really, really big manure
Yeah.
that come out of them. And it's mostly, it's like 90% hay. It's undigested hay. Most of it smells pretty darn good. Deacon loved it. Deacon would roll in it. It smelled so good. It smelled like fresh mown hay when it was fresh. Well, anyhow, I went out and I got one of these big pachyderm food plaques, knowing what Dee had done to Rory. And I dried it out and I shellacked it and I put it on a plaque. And remember, we've been doing a lot of pranks with Dee for years and years back and forth with them. And I put it on a plaque and I got a little metallic thing and I engraved it. Thanks for putting up with all our shit. You know, and then on the other side, it said contents 100% pachyderm poop.
Yeah.
Compliments of Shambhala preserved, you know. And I presented to him off stage as a joke, as this funny joke, to let him know we appreciated the fact that, you know, we could give him stuff and he would, you know, accept it with love. Well, unbeknownst to us, he decided that he was going to tell the entire convention, and he got on and he told the story about receiving this pachyderm poop plaque. And I thought, my God, they're going to string me up. You know, his fans are going to lynch me, you know. But anyhow, he got up and he told the story about receiving this pachyderm poop plaque. And then he went into, I know why they did that. They did that because I did this thing to Rory Calhoun. But yeah. For a minute there, I thought, I'm going to get lynched, you know, over something I did off stage to him because he went and brought it on stage and made it public. But it turned out all right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm still here.
I would love to get into a prank war with him.
Yes, it was fun. Another time, we did something. Adam Malin, who was the co-owner of Creation Convention, said, you got to do something to Dee on stage. You've got to do something to Dee on stage. And I said, no, we can't do that unless we get permission. If you don't do it, if you don't think of something to do, I will think of something for you to do. So I said, okay, let's do a star polishing thing. Let's have one of my friends who looks like the oh gosh, you know, the bald guy in the commercials that from
like a bouncer,
really a really bouncer type. We'll have this bouncer type guy grab us and push us up on stage and say, we caught these two polishing your star on the Walk of Fame, you know. And Dee kind of gave us this Catholic absolution thing, like go and sin no more thing. And but before he did that, as this bouncer was bringing us on stage, he turns around and Mock says, security, where is security when you need them? You know? And I thought, oh my God. But we had already told Dee that Adam wanted us to do something. We had told Carolyn that. She had told Dee, and Dee said, okay, that's fine, whatever Adam wants. So he was in on it. And as we came up, he was calling for security. We thought for real, like he forgot that, maybe not forgot, but I don't know what we thought. Anyhow, he's like calling for security, and this guy brings us up on stage and plops us down, and we fall on our knees. But we were only polishing your star, sir, for the third time this week. I mean, we just made up a bunch of, you know, stuff. And
how was the audience during all this?
They were laughing themselves silly.
Eating it up, huh?
At first, of course, they didn't know it was staged. They didn't know that this bouncer, you know, they didn't know that Dee knew or anything like that. But as soon as they knew Dee was in on it, they were in on it too. And it was great. It was great fun. We did stuff like that to each other. And, you know, he would comment, well, Kris knows the tree in my backyard. And then people would come up and go, you know the tree in his backyard? You know, the fans who had never been that close to him before, you know. And anyhow, one of the reasons I wrote the book was so that all of the fans could be in the backyard with Dee, you know, spend their time in the backyard with Dee. Because I know how many people felt like they had missed out. And that's why I wanted to write the book, so that people who never had that opportunity had a chance to spend time with him. And an awful lot of the people who read the book now weren't even on the planet when he was alive. So it's very cool to be able to help extend his legacy beyond what he is as an actor, but what a great human being he was in addition to that. Dee would love to publicly embarrass you at conventions and make you go up on stage. Yes, he did that quite a bit. Yeah, he called me Crazy Kris. I started that. I started the Crazy Kris thing. You have to read the book. I guess I ought to put up the book. I mean, the link to the book in case you want to get this book. That might be a good idea. Here's my Author Central page. You can also just go to go to Amazon and type in Christine M. Smith, and all of my books will pop up for you there. But the name of the book is DeForest Kelley Up Close and Personal. And this is what the cover looks like. You can get it as a Kindle or as a soft cover book in black and white or in color. You can also get it as an audio book. Have you had a chance to hear the audio book yet, Hannah? Or at the end of the audiobook, there's like 15 minutes of voicemail messages that the Kelleys and Tippi Hedren and Harv Bennett and various celebrities left for me over the years.
I do have the copy of the audiobook. I'm still trying to figure out how to work that because I don't have a working CD player.
I think. Does your computer have a disc player in it?
That's what I've been trying to do. It plays DVDs. It's supposed to play CDs and stuff like that, but it's been giving me some trouble.
Oh.
But I will eventually hear it.
Okay. Somebody actually
maybe I have to
one
put it in the car or something. Maybe the car will play it.
Well, you'll be sitting there for 12 hours if you do that.
Not at once.
And you can also probably, once you put it in the car, you can put it on forward to fast and go toward the end of the thing because you know the story. You know the book already.
Yeah.
But at the very end, there's like 15 or 20 minutes of audio of Dee and Carolyn leaving me voicemail messages and stuff like that. So that's always cool because a lot of people have never heard Carolyn's voice. And I wanted them to be able to hear Carolyn's voice. My kitty's back. My Charlie Chaplin is back.
See, I want to be able to meet her and pet her, but I'm allergic.
No.
It's almost like a catch-22. But I'm that person. There's occasionally, like a stray cat that winds up in our backyard, and I'm like, I really shouldn't do this because I am allergic, but come here. I want to meet you.
Even if you wash your hands right away or wear gloves.
I should probably wear a mask.
Yes, that will help.
Yeah, my chest closes, so I can't breathe.
When you come out to meet me in the next year or so, when you get out here, I have kitties here. I was going to invite you to stay at my place, but I guess that wouldn't work for you.
Not too well. I do remember.
You have a camper you can park. You have a camper you can park outside and hook up.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know why I haven't told you this before, since you love cats so much. I think I was a sophomore in college. And it was at the end of an English class. And we were done our work, but for some reason the professor, God rest his soul, he passed away. He wasn't letting us go for some reason. So I'm just sitting there writing some last minute notes or something. And the person next to me starts going on this massive rant about how people do not have a right to dislike cats. And after she's been going off this, and she's so passionate about this, she's actually yelling it. After she's been going off for about 2 minutes, I finally just sit up and look at her and go, I'm allergic to cats. One cat closes my airway almost completely. If you want me in a room with 2 cats, I will suffocate. And I will die. And she just stops and looks at me and then goes, okay, you have an excuse, but everyone else, And at that point, I just lost it. I just started laughing hysterically. Yeah.
You don't hate cats. They just might kill you.
No, I don't hate cats.
Yeah. My sister, who lives with me, we almost live in a duplex type situation. She's allergic to cats. So her side of the house is completely, cat free. But I have 3 cats in my house. And my cats know not to go in her side of the house, although we have a door shut. And if I go over there to talk to her for a second and I leave it open, they might come and sit right at the door, but they know not to go into her.
That's good.
Place. Yeah. So cats can be trained to stay away, but again, and I vacuum in here a lot because I have brand new carpets and stuff. But I still think probably it wouldn't be terribly safe for you. We'd have to probably meet at a restaurant or something. You guys stay in your camper, and then meet out in the backyard. How about goats? Is it just cats? You're okay with dogs? You got a dog?
Yeah, I'm okay with dogs. Yeah, goats. I'm pretty sure I'm okay with.
Okay. Do you have an EpiPen in case you're not?
No, it's not one of those things where you would need an EpiPen. It's like I can be in the same house. I just can't be in the same room. I take voiceover lessons, and the guy who's teaching me does have a cat. He just needs to make sure that the door's closed. And then I'm fine.
Okay.
So it's I'm not sure if I'd call it a serious allergy. I mean, it is serious in that my airway closes so much, but at the same time, if I can get far enough away, it'll open back up.
Right.
I'm not sure if that makes much sense, but
there are some cats that are hypoallergenic. Abyssinian cats apparently are very good with, and I guess there are hairless cats too. It's actually the dander you're allergic to, not the cat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know there's a kind of cat called a ragamuffin where the cat itself acts like a dog.
Yeah.
It's like that entire breed of cat thinks it's a dog.
Right. Well, you know what? If you raise a cat like a dog, they become very, very dog-like. I had a Siamese cat. I could take literally camping out into the forest, and he was never freaked or anxious or anything. I didn't have to put him on a leash. He followed me almost as if he had been trained to heel. So cats are all individuals. It just depends on who they are and how they're raised and how they're trained. An awful lot of people just throw toys for a cat and let them, play with them all by themselves. But if you get down on the floor and wrestle with them and tussle with them and interact with them, they act like this one. They want to be with you.
We raised Sadie like a dog, but part of her still thinks that she's a cat. She always climbs up onto the top of our sofa or love seat, and she just perches there.
She's a goat. Actually, she's a goat. Build anything and give a goat an access to it, the higher it is, they will go. They'll end up on your roof if you give them access to a way to get there. They love being high. So do kitties.
Aww.
Yeah. So, have we done an hour already? We've done more than an hour already.
We have done more than an hour.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're not getting any comments in here. We got eyes, but we're not getting any comments. So I guess we can just shut her down for this time. And if that
John Bart says that I am like Worf with Data's cat Spot. I know that Data has a cat. I didn't know that Worf couldn't be around it. Did you know that?
I didn't, because I never watched the series. Yeah. Dano's saying pet, pet, pet. Yes, that's why they're called pets. You're supposed to pet them. You're supposed to pet them. Yes. You must pet the kitty. I'm a pet. So go pet me. Yeah. Okie doke. Let's see. I got one new. Oh, that's my helper. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just say bye-bye then. And remember, it's 2 weeks from now at 10:30 p.m. Pacific time. Have people call. I wasn't given permission again to let you know into which language my book Up Close and Personal will be translated, but I think I will have permission by next time, which is 2 weeks from now.
All right, awesome.
So with that, we'll say goodbye. Thank you to everybody who joined us. Thank you for putting up with our glitches while we tried to get Leah squared away, and I think we got her squared away now. Thank you, Leah, for joining us, and we will see you, I hope, next time. Please tell others about it if you enjoyed this, and we'll get more people in here. Thank you, Hannah. Will you hang around for a minute till I...
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And those of you who watch this on the rebroadcast, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you live next time. Thanks. And we missed you. We missed you, Tammy, up in Ontario. We missed you, Cookie Sword. We We missed you, Ross. And we hope you'll join us next time. Okay, for now. Bye-bye. Love
Bye,
ya.
guys.